Okay, so let's take care of these footsteps. First of all, we need to go to our animation blueprint because here we will create this function for the footsteps. So let's create a function called footsteps and let's open it up. So we will do the footsteps very similarly to the player footsteps. So first of all, we need to get a reference to movement because we need to make sure we're not falling. Probably this monster will never be falling, but it's just a great way to make sure there are no errors. If is not falling, not boolean right here. And if it's not falling, we will do a line trace by channel. We will get monster reference because we need to get capsule component and from this capsule component we can just get world location, and the world location of our capsule will be a start of that line trace, and then we will just subtract like 200 and this will be our end. So from our capsule it will just go down and it will hit the ground. So for now, for testing, we can just set it to for duration. But from here, we will do a branch. So we make sure that it hits something and we can do a break hit result. Because we will do the same thing with physical material. We will just get surface type. And now we will do select. So depending on the surface type, we will play different sound effects. So we can just go and play sound at location. Connect this to the sound. And default will be grass, Q grass, grass will be grass as well. Here we have our gravel, Q gravel, and wood, Q wood. Okay, compile, save. And for the location, it will be the hit location, the impact point. We can just use this U as the default attenuation. And let's compile and save. Because without this, it will play this sound 2D. And with attenuation, it just plays the sound properly at location. So where we want to call this function whenever we take a step. So what we can do is we can open the animations. Here we have walk animation. There's mutant walking. And what we can do is we can create like a event inside the animation. So we have this notifies here. They're called notifies. We can right click and add notify. And here we will do notify. And let's do footstep. So now whenever this notify will be fired, the footsteps function will be fired. So we can just hold shift so we can see where he is placing his foot. It should be right here, I think, and then we can control C, control V to duplicate this, and here as well for the right foot. And we need to do the same thing for running. So so now we can just right click, add notify, and it is right here, footstep. Left foot, control C, control V, and right foot. And now we can close this, because now if we'll go back to our ABP bouquet monster, we can just do anim notify footstep. So this will fire whenever the animation calls this footstep notify. So from here we can just call this footsteps function and this should work properly. So you can see this line trace is hitting the ground and we can hear the monster, and whenever he sees us he will run, so the footsteps will be a little bit quicker and then he kills us. Okay, so let's go back to this function and let's just disable this debug. We don't need it anymore. So yeah, we're done with footsteps.